Hello everyone. Hope you're doing great. So yeah, this is Motorsport Progression, and I'm back again with another video. So I just want to talk about the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix, which was the Grand Prix before the Belgian Grand Prix. And to be honest, it was marred by a little bit of controversy between the two McLaren drivers, and I want to touch on a point. Yeah, I believe that, or I feel like McLaren, they completely got it wrong. Yeah, and I'm gonna explain why I think McLaren got it wrong at the Hungarian Grand Prix. So Lando Norris started on pole position with his teammate alongside him, Oscar Piastri, in the McLaren. So going into turn one, Oscar had a better start. They both had kind of like equal starts, but Oscar was on the inside and he kept his car on the inside. And then Lando ended up falling into third position, and Max Verstappen took second position from him. But Max ended up having to yield the position because he was under investigation from the stewards. So you had McLaren in a 1-2 after like 3 laps. So you had Oscar Piastri leading and Llando Norris in second. So yeah, they're driving, and it was like the gap was about 3 or 4 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds. And then Lando Norris in second position, he started to pick up some pace. So him picking up some pace, he put a little bit of, he's put some pressure on Oscar. And then before the first stop, yeah, I think Oscar made a mistake before the first stop, yeah. So Oscar making a mistake before the first stops, yeah. He still kept his position, yeah. He was pitted first, he came out, but when he came out of pits, yeah, from a 3 to 4 second gap here, so the second stint now is like a 1.5 2 second gap, So when Oscar made a mistake before his first pit stop, he lost about 2.5 seconds to Lando. So Lando closed up to him, nearly to the DRS zones. And then they had their first pit stops. They were still in 1 and 2. It was Oscar Piastri and then Llando Norris in second. And then moving on from there, so Lando was very close. And then from there, the second pit stops here, I feel like Lando was putting so much pressure on Oscar that Oscar could have made another mistake, or Lando could have done the overcut. The overcut was on. So on the second pit stops here, they had to pit Lando Norris from second position to cover Lewis Hamilton, because Hamilton pitted earlier than both the McLaren drivers. And in that race, Lewis Hamilton ended up finishing on the podium as well. And so, so yeah, in the second stint here, Lando was so close to Oscar, and then coming into the final pit stops here, he they pitted Lando first. So them pitting Lando first, yeah, Lando came ahead of Oscar Piastri. He came out ahead of Oscar Piastri, yeah, so he was in the lead, yeah. So Piastri came in second, and from then the team told him, look, yeah, we pitted you early because of to cover off Lewis Hamilton, which Hamilton was not in the fight with the McLarens anyway. So I don't know why they pitted Lando to cover him. And then they told Lando, look, you have to give the place back here, but do it somewhere suitable. But the mistake Lando made is he waited until like 2 laps left here, and they kept pleading with him. They even came on the radio and said, "Look, Lando, you're gonna need Oscar to win a world championship. You don't just win a world championship by yourself." But here's where McLaren made a mistake here. Lando was about 70 something points or behind Max here, so he could have closed up an extra 7 points. He could have took an extra 7 points out of Max Verstappen because he's second in the world championship. So McLaren did not manage it well there. And in that race here, it's clear that Lando he was the quicker driver, because when he was ahead here, he went up about 5 seconds ahead. So he even had to slow down on the last 2 laps here to let Oscar Piastri through. And I feel like Lando was the quicker driver. He was a much quicker driver that day. I'm just looking at it from the pace situation. And even if they pitted Oscar first and Lando went about 5 or 6 laps more, he could have come with a tire offset to overtake during the end of the race. So I feel like McLaren should have just let Lando hold on to his lead and then close the gap on Max Verstappen to put pressure on the World Championship a bit more. But they wanted to please Oscar, which is good. I mean, Oscar deserved the win, but Lando was the quicker. I mean, Oscar Piastri deserved that lead that day, yeah. but Lando Norris was the quicker driver in it, 100% in it. You know what I'm saying? So he was a quicker driver. Him being a quicker driver, they should have just and him being where his position is in the World Championship, they should have just let him keep that position and then gave a win to Oscar Piastri later on in the year. You know, so I feel like McLaren made a couple of mistakes right there, and they should learn from it into the future. That you know they will learn from it. So yeah, peeps, I just want to say thank you to everyone supporting the channel. I appreciate all your efforts and that. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Drop your comments. I want to know what you think. What do you think of McLaren's strategy at the Hungarian Grand Prix? And yeah, man, on to the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. One love.